Muy buenas tardes a todos y bienvenidos al Makeblock Users Conference México 2020. Les agradecemos mucho su interés por escuchar el mensaje que hemos preparado en CreativaKids y Makeblock para ustedes sobre los retos y oportunidades que hoy se nos presentan con el presente y futuro de la educación STEAM. Queremos agradecerles la excelente recepción a la invitación que les hicimos para este evento en su primera edición y a la cual más de 600 personas se registraron para participar. En este evento tenemos el gusto de recibir a un público muy amplio y variado, que incluye estudiantes, padres de familia, docentes y directivos de México y varios países de América Latina, los cuales comparten el interés por el presente y futuro de la educación, y en donde cerca de la mitad ya son usuarios de Makeblock y CreativaKids, para los cuales esperamos poder dejarles un gran valor al dedicarnos su atención durante este evento. Antes de empezar, quisiera comentarles que algunas secciones de esta presentación, incluyendo algunos videos y la participación de un invitado especial, serán en inglés, por lo que lamentamos no poder contar con traducción simultánea en este momento, pero esperamos que puedan seguir sin problema el contenido del evento. De igual manera, les comentamos que pueden postear sus preguntas y comentarios, a los cuales estaremos dando seguimiento y respuesta en la sección que tendremos al final del evento en esta transmisión. Para este evento hemos preparado un poderoso mensaje que les presentaremos durante las próximas 2 horas, el cual esperamos continúe incentivando el que se incremente la adopción de manera curricular de propuestas de robótica, coding o programación, espacios maker, drones, inteligencia artificial, Internet de las cosas y muchas más para despertar el gusto en los niños por la ciencia y la tecnología, al mismo tiempo que se desarrollan habilidades duras y blandas que haga de los niños y jóvenes en nuestros países más competitivos, actualizados y preparados para enfrentar los retos de la cuarta revolución industrial. En Makeblock y CreativaKids consideramos que la educación STEAM basada en ciencia, tecnología, ingeniería, arte y matemáticas es un tema trascendental para el futuro de nuestros niños y jóvenes, sus maestros, sus escuelas y sus familias, y en general para el futuro laboral de nuestro país. En CreativaKids estamos convencidos que el reto no son los niños a los que ya les gusta la robótica, matemáticas, ciencias o la programación. El reto lo forman los niños a los que no les gustan estos temas y consideramos nuestra misión el despertar el gusto en los niños y jóvenes por la ciencia y la tecnología, el concientizar a los padres en la importancia de estas habilidades y ayudar a los docentes para poder educar a más y de una mejor manera a los alumnos en estas áreas. Estos últimos meses hemos podido reafirmar que definitivamente el futuro será diferente al mundo en el que vivimos hoy. Durante varios años habíamos hablado del impacto que tendría la cuarta revolución industrial en el futuro laboral y lo crítico de desarrollar las competencias necesarias en las futuras generaciones para poder ser competitivos en este nuevo mundo. Y sin embargo, a veces la vida nos sorprende como en este 2020. Este año, tan solo en los pasados 3 meses, derivado de la pandemia por el COVID-19, se han perdido más de 40 millones de empleos en Estados Unidos. Y en un país como México, entre empleos formales e informales, son una cantidad indeterminada de personas las que han perdido sus empleos en cientos de industrias y empresas vulnerables a esta situación. Sin embargo, al mismo tiempo, en estos meses hemos visto cómo empresas como Zoom hoy en día valen más que todas las aerolíneas de Estados Unidos, o el cómo empresas tales como Amazon y otras enfocadas en comercio electrónico no pueden surtir la demanda, mientras que todos esperamos que un científico pueda encontrar la vacuna o la cura a este virus y ser el héroe del siglo XXI. Esto que estamos viviendo es tan solo una dura, pero muy cercana prueba de lo que los retos del futuro educativo y laboral nos depara tanto para nosotros como adultos y aún más para las siguientes generaciones. Como un ejemplo de la importancia de este futuro laboral, hace tan solo 10 días, la organización XPRIZE lanzó el reto para reimaginar el trabajo. En este ofrece un premio de hasta $5 millones para encontrar las mejores prácticas para dotar a trabajadores tradicionales con nuevos y más relevantes skills que nos hagan competitivos para la economía digital. El reto que representa el futuro laboral y el poder estar preparados para poder tener acceso a las mejores oportunidades del futuro es enorme. Hoy, más que nunca, es crucial para nuestras futuras generaciones que sus padres, docentes y directivos seamos conscientes de esta realidad y nos preparemos para dotarlos de las mejores y más innovadores contenidos, soluciones y experiencias educativas, para lo cual en este evento intentaremos contribuir de la mejor manera con nuestras novedades en productos, contenidos y experiencias educativas que hemos preparado para ustedes. Así pues, para iniciar este evento y ampliar el contexto del futuro laboral, Quisiéramos mostrarles el video que lanzó XPRIZE hace un par de días y que nos ayuda a entender el reto que tenemos enfrente. Los dejamos con el video.
So, we're currently in the midst of a fourth industrial revolution. The first happened way back in 1760, where machinery began to do the jobs which were traditionally done by people in collaboration with animals. The means of production were changing. The second began with the advent of electricity. The efficiency of manufacturing increased, as did unemployment, which luckily was short-lived. The third was not so long ago and ushered in the age of computing. Suddenly, machines could perform tasks that would take humans years to perfect. It also introduced us to the internet, and we all know what that brought us.
You got mail.
And here we are in the fourth, a time of entirely new possibilities for people and machines. In the past industrial revolutions, machines have been replacing humans, but now we have the opportunity for machines and humans to collaborate and improve efficiency in the workplace. Concepts such as robotics, automation, and artificial intelligence seem like exciting, futuristic inventions, but they're with us now and are having very real impacts on our livelihoods. With the sudden appearance of COVID-19, an unprecedented 44 million Americans have filed for unemployment as of June 2020. Of those Americans still in work, 43% are employed in low-wage and part-time jobs, and 16% are employed in the gig economy. People of color are disproportionately affected, with a projected 12 million Black and Latinx workers expected to be displaced in the near future. The combination of COVID-19, racial inequalities, and long-standing automation trends all support the need for accessible reskilling. Lifting workers from jobs that are dangerous, low pay, and threatened by automation to growth opportunities in the heart of the emerging post-COVID economy. Like industrial revolutions before, new jobs and workplaces are going to be created. 46% of all tasks in the US have the potential to be automated, opening up new opportunities for 54 million workers. We can transform our societies, cultures, and economies to ensure that all workers have a dignified pathway into purposeful employment. The future of work isn't robots, and it isn't drones, nor is it AI. The future of work is people.
Hola nuevamente a todos. Hoy tenemos el gusto de que nos acompañe Yu Hu, con quien tendremos el gusto de platicar brevemente sobre Makeblock. Yu es el Global Marketing Strategy Director de Makeblock y está basado en Ámsterdam, en donde ahora ya pasa de medianoche, por lo que le damos las gracias de unirse a este foro en vivo y acompañarnos a estas horas de la noche. Yu, it is a pleasure to have you join us in this first Makeblock Users Conference 2020 in Mexico and Latin America. Welcome.
Thank you very much. It is my pleasure to join this today, actually, to see this great event is organizing in Mexico, but for also the whole Latin America, created by CreativaKids and Makeblock together. I hope you all enjoy the event today.
Thank you. We're going to make you some questions. Makeblock is an incredible disruptive company that is only 7 years old. Also, Jason, as founder and CEO, is probably one of the biggest success stories of the maker movement worldwide. Can you please share with us who is Makeblock and how it has been these past 7 years?
Of course, it is my pleasure to introduce it to everybody. What is a Makeblock? To be simple, basically, Makeblock is trying to be the global STEAM education solution provider. But we do have a little bit deeper meaning about that one. It is a company created in 2013, and back to then, of course, we started to look into the maker movements and trying to create things for makers. But soon we realized if we can make it so easy for everybody to be a maker, and then we can also help education to becoming better. So nowadays, Makeblock is already growing very big in education, and our goal or our vision is basically to deliver the solutions that help students develop soft and hard skills, essentially for a growth mindset. Just like what you showed in the video, the future of the work is about the people. So it's important to have a mindset instead of just learning something on the textbooks. And we hope that we can help every student eventually to become a citizen of the world in the 21st century. By doing that, basically, one of our missions is to empower educators, empower teachers, who are actually the audience of this conference as well, to bring the computer science and STEAM education into their classes by providing them a continuum of the solution and to help them to make the learning engaging and accessible to all the students. And talking about Jason, basically, probably some of you already know Jason. He is an engineer, and he had a background of the aerospace engineering, and he started Makeblock basically looking at the problem that the threshold of creating in this world is too high. So it's so difficult for everybody to create things. And that's where he started looking into how to help people to implement their ideas through very easy tools. And that's actually something similar to education, because eventually education is about how we want to educate students, let them to master skills. So that's where actually we started with the makers genes, and we start to develop our concepts into education. We have done quite a lot actually as a Makeblock in the past. Not only from 2017, 2018, we're becoming the highest value of the company in the world in STEAM education, but we also had quite a lot of recognitions by different parties. For example, the top design awards from Germany, IF Design Awards, but we also being recognized by Education Alliance of Finland, being tested with other products that perfectly for education. And we do have a lot of this kind of achievement that we're very proud of. And we have been helping about 140 countries to use our tools in their education. We also established 4 offices all over the world, including one in Amsterdam, where I am located, but also one in US, one in Japan, and one in Hong Kong. And there are more than 25,000 schools are using our products. And also we have actually, on the figures, we already have around 15 million users with our software nowadays.
It's amazing what Makeblock trajectory is in such a short period of time. But what about the view that you share in the company of the STEAM education, and how this is different around the world?
Yeah, of course, STEAM education is something we're looking at, and that's to start with. Let's say STEAM education is not really a subject, but it's a trajectory, or it's a concept where we want to completely change the education. So STEAM education comes from quite a long way, and it's about similar time that it's already getting into the attention of the crowds. It was mainly called the STEM education in the past, because they are mainly focusing on the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Although we also very fond of having the STEAM where the art is involved. So it's a multidisciplinary education where we are. It's not important about what you remember as a knowledge, but it's very important about what kind of skills you have, hands-on skills, and or a growth mindset. So that's why we are in the STEAM education, hoping that we can, through the STEAM education, to help students to be prepared for the future work. And that's where actually we present this STEAM education concepts, basically talking about what we can provide in the STEAM education. In the traditional or conventional education concepts, it's very straightforward. Let's say it's about having teachers teaching in the classroom, and they access everybody by doing exams and other things. And it's very one-way traffic. And now in STEAM education, basically, there are a lot of things that you've been teaching through the tools and helping the students to understand the concept behind. That's where we are actually heavily in, that we help educators to have hardware and software tools, and there they can use those tools to carry those knowledge and train the students. And we also have a MakeX, which is a very large and well-prepared competition where you can use the competition to be the assessment of the whole education. So eventually it's not about how high the score you are hitting, but it is about what kind of skills you have and are you prepared for the future of the job market. So I think if we look at the education pyramids, let's say in Makeblock, we trust and we build this education pyramids, it's with the 4 different levels. And traditionally, when we're learning and using these kind of tools in the physical world and digital world, let's say how to use a screwdriver, how to use 3D printer, or how to use the software. That's just the most fundamental thing that we need to teach in the education. But all the using the tools and materials actually is about building, acquiring the knowledge throughout the tools. Basically, that's mechanics, electronics, programming, math, and many of other subjects. That's as far as the traditional education goes. But on top of that, actually, what we want in STEAM education is to gain the skills, which means logical reasoning, hands-on skills, analytical thinking, creativity, problem solving, these kind of things. And when they have the skills further, they can actually becoming a person with a growth mindset or global vision or world citizen. That will help everybody actually nowadays, the young people, to becoming a responsible person in the future, and also to survive this job and work in the future as well. So this is how we as a Makeblock to see about the education and also STEAM education.
Great. I mean, thanks very much for your very complete and exciting view of the STEAM education. Soft skills is something that we're going to be talking a lot around today. And over these past years, we have seen Makeblock developing a lot of products, software, content, competitions for almost every stage in the kids and young students' career path, from Arduino to Python and from robotics to makerspace equipment. This leaves us with one question. What's next? Where is Makeblock going, and which are the most important trends that will determine the future of the company?
I think I have to say, first of all, we're still very fast developing with our hardware and software solutions. So we're gonna enter and also start to embrace heavily on the cutting edge technologies, including Python, AI, IoT, these kind of things. So our solutions will be helping teachers to continuously teaching, learning, and educating students with the newest technology and the newest concepts that's out there. Our hardware and software solutions is now already covering from kindergarten, that's what M10 is doing, and to primary school, secondary school, high school, and even to universities and for research purposes and for makers. So it's we offer the most complete and large solutions for every educator to find a place and a tool for their education classroom. So that's our future, to be to make sure our tools are perfectly supporting our educators to do the education. And the second thing is, as an educational company, of course, we are not only producing tools. So we start to have a heavy efforts on teaching materials and professional development for educators. So that's where we invest a lot of resources to develop curriculums for our products. That's very easy for teachers to use in the classroom as well. And also we started some of the teacher training programs. For example, now we have a STEAM on board teacher training program going on online to help teachers to learn using Mblock to teach coding. And that's one of the things we're continuously going to. So we're going to invest a lot of money with our partners to help teachers to understand what's the value of using the tools. So that's our second directions to go to. And I think the third direction would be about helping the schools and teachers to do the transformation, which also means that we don't want teachers to stay with traditional education, but we want to help them to build their own innovation spaces in their schools. And they can also have a larger solutions where students can do more creativities in the room. So we will also helping teachers and giving them guidelines and provide them solutions how this kind of a future of learning spaces will be looking at.
This is great. I mean, thanks for sharing with us your view of the future. It is pretty amazing. Finally, there's no question, we are living unprecedented times now. I think it will be great if you can share with us your experience in Europe and China with the COVID-19 pandemic, how this is changing education, how are teachers facing these new challenges, and how can we help them?
Of course, I think COVID is a very unfortunate thing happening all over the world, and we also see a lot of countries are taking actions. One of the things we see very interesting is actually this gives all the governments and local and central governments that they need to put more efforts on education, because we have seen so many aspects getting involved to fight against the COVID, not only for technology perspective, but also for mindset perspective, to be more responsible person. In that sense, actually, I think education becoming more important. And we think there's a new trend. Let's say there are several new trends or several new important aspects here. First is the remote learning is gonna get really important, and by doing remote learning, teachers will have a less chance to engage with students face to face, and that will be a very big challenge to teachers, how to ensure the outputs of the teaching process. So that's why we believe that with the hardware and software involved, the solution, and students, when they are home, they can still get very strong feedback from the hardware that they have in their hands, and that will help teachers to also have a better teaching output, because they in this digital world, when we're communicating over the internet, students still have the chance actually to understand what's going on in the physical world. And I think the second thing would be also about the direction of the education, because everybody is also noticing currently the work that we need to done technology-wise, or for example biology, or everything that we need to fight against the COVID, and also a lot of other issues there. It's already quite different from what we're traditionally teaching in the classroom, and it requires a lot of very practical skills that we need to have. That's also saying that the contents of the education needs to be changed, and that's where we are looking at heavily. We want them to have a new way and a new contents of teaching the students. So in 10 or 20 years, when the students, they becoming adults, they are fully prepared for what's the challenge to them in the future. So I think COVID brings us to the front with a brand new vision about what we need for education, and I believe Makeblock can have fits in this new vision perfectly by providing tools for new way of teaching and also the new contents of teaching.
I think it has been great to hear you. I mean, we really like to thank you for joining us tonight for the Latin America community of Makeblock users, and your contribution for this event is really important. So we hope to see you again very soon with the Latin America community. And
yes.
And thanks a lot for your participation.
Thank you very much, and wish you a successful conference.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I hope you continue. You can continue for a little more watching.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Perfect. Bye. Para continuar con nuestro Makeblock Users Conference y dar paso a la presentación de todas las novedades que hemos preparado para ustedes, quisiéramos mostrarles un video que consideramos muy interesante acerca de Makeblock.
STEAM education becomes an educational approach with growing worldwide popularity. STEAM education bridges education with reality and encourages children to use machines, electronics, software, and other tools to solve problems through a project-based interdisciplinary approach. The key not only lies in acquiring knowledge, but also in training children's abilities and opening their mindset. Makeblock, a global STEAM education solution provider. Targeting the STEAM education and entertainment markets for schools, educational institutions, and families, we provide comprehensive hardware, software, and content solutions with the aim of achieving a deep integration of technology and education. Offering a selection of STEAM products, We aim to fulfill the needs from early childhood to high education use, help coding learning, and develop creative thinking. Based on a combination of software and hardware, we make programming easy and fun. Our advanced educational solutions and online resources keep empowering schools and teachers in providing better STEAM education. MakeX is our international robotics competition platform, inspiring young people to create new ideas, cooperate with others, and share their joy. Over 50% of Makeblock employees are R&D personnel. We keep applying cutting-edge technology to our products and giving children early access to future-oriented skills and hands-on practice. Today, Makeblock products are sold in more than 140 countries and regions and used in over 25,000 schools around the world. We have secured over 1,600 channel partners, while our global users have reached over 8 million and counting. From a single robotics part to customized STEAM education solutions, our business provides products of quality and value. It is because we are devoted to helping people to turn their ideas into reality and to take education to the next level. Makeblock. Make everyone enjoy creating while having fun.